Hi, this is Jeff from SimpleForexSystem.net and ForexAutoscaler.com. And today I'm here taking a look at Cynthia Macy's latest product. It's called Fusion. Some of you may recall a product that she released, and it's been more than a year, I think, maybe about a year and a half ago, called Green Tomatoes. And this is not the same as green tomatoes, but there are some similarities to it. They share some of the same indicators. That's probably the best way to say that. And as we go along here, you may recognize a couple of things if you own green tomatoes. And even in her own sales page, Cynthia tells you if you've already purchased all of the green tomatoes versions. They have the basic and advanced and an Xtra Advanced. I think there's also a fourth one. If you have all of those, then you certainly have a lot of the, if not all of the advanced material for this one as well. So that's something to keep in mind as you go through. If you happen to pick up this basic version, and I'll go ahead and just skip to the final page here, I think it's probably worth the money, and she certainly is not charging very much for it. And if you're watching this in a timely fashion, I even have a coupon down in the details section here on YouTube where you can save, I think, another $10 or $20 off of the original price if you act fast enough. If you get it out too late, if the coupon's expired, sorry, nothing I can do about that. But before I get into the actual system itself, there's just something I want to point out about her training with this new product, and her training is extensive. There are videos. This PDF is like 24 pages long. Not a lot of fluff in here, guys. I mean, she lays out everything that this method does, how to interact and what would you say, maybe derive some sort of signal or some sort of information from all the different indicators, and how to, that she's put them all together into a package, and how to read that package to give yourself the best chance at getting into some winning trades. So before I get into that, let me take you here to a, well, first off, let's start on page 2. She recommends some excuse me, she recommends some Forex brokers. If you're from the United States, your list of available brokers is actually pretty short. Hugo's Way and I think LQDFX that she lists here are two that still accept American, US-based traders. The Traders Way used to, but they've stopped. So I know if you watched any of my stuff, picked up any of my packages, or read through any of the stuff I put out there, I was always a big fan of Traders Way. Well, they have stopped taking U.S. clients. So I guess they want to go for some form of legitimacy or something. And to gain that, step one is ditch the Americanos. So they're no longer in the mix. But you can start with these two. And if you get on Google and just Google for Forex brokers that still take U.S. clients, you'll get a couple of pages that have been put together that have lists of a couple dozen different brokers. So that's one way. If you've tried these others and don't like them, or you don't want to go with these, you're looking for someone else, that's the quickest way to find them. Okay. Now, on the subject of quickest way to find things, there is always that chance when you get involved in loading up new systems and new methods, new indicators, new everything else, that you're going to run into some problems. Maybe your platform freezes, maybe indicators aren't working the way they're supposed to, and there's a variety of different things that can go wrong. She has gone through on page 3 of this PDF and gone through in detail of what you can do in order to try to fix these problems when they happen. And the reason that is important is if you're sending her an email asking for customer support, she will gladly answer that email. But she's also the first one to tell you that she lives sort of like the surf lifestyle on the beaches down in Mexico, which means she's not sitting in front of her computer 24/7 waiting to hear from you. So if you send an email off, you could be, several hours or maybe half a day or maybe even a full day away from getting an answer. Whereas if you'll just take a couple of minutes and read the training PDF that she worked so hard on, you'll find most of your answers are right there, and you don't have to send her an email. So that is alone, I think, is worth the purchase price. You know, I mean, you can kind of fix everything on your own. And of course, if you run into a problem that isn't covered in the PDF and you can't figure it out, you know, drop her an email. She gives you the email address and the download material, and it's one specifically for this package, for the Fusion package. So, you know, she knows when emails come in on that account that these people that most likely are needing help, and I think she can probably get to those maybe a little bit quicker. Okay, so anyway, read the training material. Okay, there's a lot going on here, and it's going to make this a lot easier for you if you will just do that first before you go rushing off to start putting up charts and trying to trade. So, having said all that, let me just go ahead and bring up a chart. This is the breakout chart. I wasn't really going to talk about that one right now. Let me a second here. Where are we? There we go. This is the 5-minute chart for the US 30, and I put the US 30 up because it's an active chart. And if you're trying to make money from trading Forex, you're looking for charts that are active. You know, if you want to find charts that aren't doing anything, go look at the actual currency charts. Most of them are pretty dead. You know, I mean, there's not a lot going on most of them. There's spurts of activity, but they don't seem to be related to anything anymore like they used to be. And they also seem to be missing. A lot of those spurts always seem to happen when you're not there, when I'm not there, when, you know, nobody else you know happens to be there. So you should be looking at either the cryptocurrency charts or maybe the indices charts, and certainly the US 30 is one of the best of the indices charts to be trading like this. But what you're looking at is essentially the basic system. There's the advanced stuff she has other indicators that are included, other material that you might find helpful, and you can you know, get that downloaded with the advanced systems. But I'm not going to go into all those because here's the thing. If you don't like the basic system, you're not going to buy it. You're not going to get the other stuff. If you do like this system, she has a lot of material on the succeeding pages, the sales pages, and the training pages. Go over all of that stuff in detail, and she can walk you through it as easily as anyone can. Okay. So what I'm going to do just real quickly here is just tell you kind of what you're looking at here. These are your candles. They're a form of trend candle. Okay, so some of these candles may have closed down, some of them may have closed up, but essentially the trend is up right here, so you're getting a single color candle. The trend got actually a little bit choppy right here, so you started getting multiple, not really multiple necessarily, but you got a couple different candle changes before a trend actually, you know, took place on the candles. Now these, if you recognize, these are V-band style indicators. There are 3 of them that are out here. Okay, the first one is sort of your entry and exit candle. Okay, you are actually more like an entry candle. The way it follows price action very tightly. The line sticks close to where the candles happen to be. Second candle, and it's more of a bluish color, at least on this description, on this setup anyway. This is kind of a retrace line, and what you're looking for, you don't see it right here. I'll go back and I'll show you an example here in a minute, but if prices were to come down and hit this line, this would actually be a re-entry. Because this is a spot, you know, these are all Fibonacci based basically. So this is a spot where you expect price to hit and then bounce. The yellow line is more of a trend line, and if it's below price action, it tells you the trend is going up. If it's above price action, the trend is heading down. So that gives you some ideas how to quickly glance at the chart and see what, if anything, you should be doing. Now she has a flat trend indicator. Down here, there are basically 3 color bars, and I know you're only seeing 2, but anytime you have a gap here in the middle, those are black bars. That means it's flat. There's no trend. And if you basically draw a use the crosshairs basically come up, you can see, look at the candles. The candles are basically flat. Now, yes, there were a couple of flatter candles beforehand, but they were at the tail end of that trend. So basically, as that trend died, you went into a period where things were flat. You got a little bit excited by the fact that, you get a nice big price bump right here, sort of at the last minute, but then that turned into a more of a downtrend. And you can see that you have the purple lines for the downtrend. You got into a little period here where things were sort of flat, and then they picked up again, and once again it's flat. And now you can tell if the price is beginning to turn. You've got a lighter colored flat trend line telling you should be looking more towards buy trades. The last really truly important indicator here as part of the package is your 0 time frame MACD. This is preset. If you get the you use the templates, it's preset for the 4-hour time frame. But we're looking at a 5-minute chart just simply because I wanted to be able to show you some real activity, back and forth in a short time frame without having to scan through 2 or 3 days worth of charts. If you were to switch this to the 4-hour, you can see kind of quickly, or at least it will be if I can get it to work. Anytime the gold line is above the purple line, it's indicating a buy trend. If it's below, gold is below the purple line, it's a sell trend. So you can see on the 4-hour chart, it's actually quite active. But when you back it off to the 5-minute chart, once again, really all you're seeing are just some flat lines. Now, a way to fix this, I need to get that up to speed. There we go. If you turn off the auto scroll, and I thought I just did. All right, try it again. Turn off the auto scroll and go backwards. Eventually, you'll see where the yellow line crossed below the purple line, which means the MACD is telling you should be looking for sell trades. Now, you can see that it's actually moved up a little bit, which means it will probably cross over that purple line into a buy signal at some time in the near future, but it just hasn't done so yet. So, if you were trading this, why you'd be trading at 2:30 on a Friday afternoon is beyond me. But if you were trading this, this would be one of the things you'd be waiting on to see if it made the switch and excuse me, and then got you into a buy signal. Currently, it's still in the sell signal. Now, the last thing, excuse me, the last thing on the charts that she's included, and this is my favorite by far, is an indicator. Excuse me, I'm having a little trouble this afternoon. It's an indicator that is called, and I'll get it here, the triangle breakout. Now, I don't know if she's ever included the triangle breakout in any of other packages or not. A couple people said they'd never heard of it. A couple others said they thought it was in one of the earlier packages, maybe green tomatoes. If you've got it, you should be using it. If you don't have it, you should be buying this basic package just for no other reason than to get this. It is what it does is it draws basically a triangle on current price, and you're waiting for price to break out of that triangle and then head for a profit or a loss line. And the steeper the triangle, the farther away the profit line the profit lines are for either your buy trade or your sell trade. And while I was kind of playing around with this for a couple of days, initially I just thought it was just more clutter on the chart. I wasn't paying attention to it. And then I noticed that this thing kept working very well, actually. And even on the US 30, where you really kind of want a 15, 20, 25 point move really to make it worthwhile trading, this thing was consistently handing out 30 and 40 point moves. In fact, 2 days ago when I was working with it, ended up being a 125 point move just on the breakout alone. And of course, all the other indicators were in alignment as well. I think that helped. We had a yellow trend indicator above price indicating that price was in a downtrend. The retracement indicator never really came into play because once price took off, it just kept falling. But the light purple, violet, whatever you want to call that color, which would be the kind of a stop loss entry stop loss B band, was it just kept following the price line, and price just kept going. It was fantastic. Now, I've had a chance to use this for a couple days. One of the guys in my trade room, Tom, he's been using it. Actually been using it while we were in the trade room. I had other charts that were up, but he was using this himself, and said that on a couple of days when the rest of us were kind of struggling with some of the stuff that we were already, had already been using and been using for quite a while, he was able to squeeze out a couple of really nice winners while the rest of us were kind of getting banged around by price action, and he's done that a couple of days in a row. He was actually pretty enthused by this as being a legitimate way to approach trading US 30. I think he trades NASDAQ as well, and he had some good luck with both charts. Now, one of the things that Cynthia mentioned back in her training PDF, you can see there's a bunch of stuff here on the right that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with trading necessarily. You've got ADR stuff, you've got profit and loss percentage numbers. I'd leave the candle time thing up. I like knowing how much time is left in a candle. That's just me, but I've always liked that. But I can look over here and read the prices. I don't need all this stuff, this extra stuff that's on there. She does mention if you run into a situation where your laptop or PC is having trouble with some freezing or slowing down because of all the material that's involved in running these charts, start pulling this stuff off. Figure out what you need to lease, pull it off. If it doesn't help a lot, pull another thing off. You can just work your way down. Maybe there's nothing left, and then all you have left is actual price action and plotting of indicators, which is should be enough at that point. Like I said, there is this is the basic method. She's running a sale today. Like I said, today's Friday. It's the 10th of September. She's running a sale for a couple of days, and if you look down in the details section here on YouTube, or you type all the details in about the video or whatever, there's a coupon code in there that you can use. It'll knock, I think, $10 off the basic, and I think the basic is already $10 off anyway, so you can save like $20 total off of the regular list price. It's only good through Monday, which would be what, 13th, September 13th. There's an expiry time on it, and there's also some coupons for the Advanced and the Xtra Advanced, or Advanced Extra, however, I forget how she says it, to be honest with you. So take a look at that if you're interested. If you're if you're leaning towards buying, use the coupon code, save a few bucks. There's nothing wrong with that at all. She's offering it to you. You might as well take it. Overall, like I said, I'm actually kind of impressed. I'm really impressed with the triangle indicator. In fact, let me show you because the way they have it plotted, the way she has it plotted, is very thin. It's not that easy to see. So let me make a quick change to the size of the line. And you may not want it this big, but this is just so you can really see it. Okay, here's the buy and the sell. The triangle runs off of the most recent 10, 12, however many candles it is, in order to draw the lines. It's well worth taking a look at. Now, this one says that this was the take profit for a buy trade. I think it already went through the take profit for the sell, which was sort of equidistant from the lines. It was about down here. And there is a little bit of a wick down here, so it had gone down a little farther. So, this thing already hit the profit line. And now it's adjusted. You can see that. It just did that for our very eyes. There's excuse me, there's a line drawn for the high and the line drawn for the low. Now you're already below the low line, so it's going to adjust again. Problem is it needs to be able to catch some lines to draw up with, and it hasn't there yet. So you're not going to do much with it when it's in this state. But it is a I think very, very cool, very good indicator if you happen to be somebody who trades a lot off the 5 to the 15 minute, I think even the 1 hour chart for that matter. I think this is the sort of thing that can get you into some really good trades if you got it on your chart and you were paying attention and you give it a chance. So overall, I would say that it's a definite thumbs up buy on the basic. Now, whether you want the advanced and the ultra, if you've already got her advanced ultra green tomato stuff, you know, you probably don't need it, to be honest with you. But go through and read the sales pages, see what's included, check your inventory of files and indicators and EAs and things, and see if you've already got the stuff that she's got, because you can just drag those onto a chart and turn it into an advanced or an ultra one if that's what you want to do. And then, you know, at the same time, you can save yourself a little bit of money. So anyway, I think this is a pretty good. She's done a real good job on this thing, and I think that it's kind of a compliment to green tomatoes. It's not a duplication, or you're not running headlong into it, doing something radically different. Some of the stuff is very much the same, but overall, I think it's a pretty good setup. And so, again, sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice here. If you're in the mood to get it, you want to save some money, you need to act over the next couple of days and use the coupons. Otherwise, just even at the regular price, I think it's still a steal. Anyway, I hope you found this to be helpful. And if you have any questions, really direct them to Cynthia, because this is her product. And she's the one that really needs to answer them, not me. It's not really fair to her to have somebody else saying something that she might feel compelled to be held to if what I say happens to be wrong. So, but direct your questions to her, and she'll, she's really good at getting back to people with emails and stuff. So you won't have to wait long to get an answer. Anyway, again, hope you found it helpful, and hope to be back with another review video here sometime shortly. We'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.